But, you know, such as it is. That is a deer. Where did you even come from? I would go around, but that just runs the risk. You know what? Actually, I got a better way. Just stick it right up here. That's not sticking it. That's why I hate about driving this part. Alright, Cryptids, what is going on? It is me, Mississippi Gonzo Grunge, aka Breadcorn, and today we're going to be looking at the Vulcar Warner. And the other Warner, which I forget the name of, but, you know, I do have it in online, so I'll be filming that soon enough. That was a stunt plane. I saw it. I just saw it. You know, hopefully they won't crash it like that military fighter jet does. But, such as it is. Now, the one thing I do know is that this is actually based off of an old Nissan Skyline plus something else. And yeah, Skylines go all the way back to the 1950s. Many people don't know that. It's like, yeah, they had some going all the way back into the 50s. I mean, they kept making them for quite a while. You know, now you got the GTR, which those ain't all that great. Very lacking. You know, some people are going to get offended by that comment. Say, he's talking smack about the GTR. It's overrated. There's better performing cars out there. Plus that, you could probably build one better. Yep, there she goes. There she goes. But, yeah, they also do make four-door Skylines and all that. I've actually seen, like, a four-door R34. Which was interesting to me. Oh, go bother somebody else, redneck. But, other than that, the one thing I do know, what I really liked about this one, is that, about this car, is that you could really, you know, floor it off-road. Just don't do that. Just don't do what I did. You know, don't do stupid things like that. But I ended up saving it, so I guess it doesn't matter now, does it? After this, I gotta go record a bunch of PS2 stuff, so... Such as it is. PS2, some American Truck Simulator stuff. I really need to download other games off of Steam, because I have like a whole Steam library. I just haven't got around to doing those yet. So, such as it is. The one thing I do remember about, well, this car right here, it actually did come out in the I'm Not a Hipster update, and I got one because it was relatively cheap. But then again, I was up grinding half the night until the update dropped. So yeah, the I'm Not a Hipster update released a lot of unique cars, and this one came out with it. And still, people were complaining about the price of the cars, which that's nothing new. They're going to keep complaining about the price of the cars until hell freezes over. But yeah, I'm going to jump across. The one thing I remember about the Warner when I reviewed it on my old channel, but it got taken down because I didn't cut the music off. And it could not make it around that part. It could not make it around the real difficult part of Wall of Doom. But I could jump it across. Which I try to avoid doing unless it's an absolute necessary. Because it takes quite a while to do these reviews. Because I have to drive the vehicle first and foremost until I know what its weak points are. So that way I'm not constantly having to stop the video, set up somewhere else, and do all that sort of nonsense. But it does take on the deep water. It can take it on, but I just wouldn't recommend keeping it down there for a very long time. And this is in the sedan category, and I remember when I got it, I was blowing the doors off of all the other sedans. Because I needed one that was quicker. But yeah, this one actually was one of the few cars that came with a roll cage. And plus that, you could really do some, you know, very fancy stunt driving in one of these. Which I was going to make a full movie with the Warner, but we never got around to it. There was a bunch of movies we wanted to do, but we just never got around to it. See, that's what I mean. You see how smooth this handles. Handles smoothly. You know, it's got decent brakes, even when maxed out. But, you know, such as it is. Not a half bad rally car at that. You know, it could get you places. You know, that's what I did. I used to roll around in one of these back in the free mode, the public lobbies, before they became way too internet intensive. But yeah, I had one. I just go ride around in public lobbies and people would shoot at me. And that was back before you had a button that you could duck bullets. Yeah, back then you couldn't press the X button or A, depending on what controller you're using, to duck behind the seat, to duck down. Couldn't do that. Could not do that. And then it got added, which I say it's a great feature to have because good luck trying to catch me, especially with Midnight, which those of y'all that don't know, Midnight is my that's my Hellcat, the armor-plated Hellcat at that. Which I finally got rid of that disgusting livery I had on it. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna take the livery off. It just looks like garbage. It looked like absolute garbage. So that's where I'll leave it at that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the next Warner, because I've never reviewed that one before, but I got it as of the time of this recording because it was on sale. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so I'm finally back and got around to recording the HKR. This is the Warner HKR, which is the old Skyline. It's basically the Warner, but in truck format. Or you could think of it as a Datsun mini truck with a Skyline front clip. You know, such as it is. Okay, first problem I already noticed is that it's got a whole lot of torque and, you know, a fair amount of traction, but ride height-wise, you know, it's going to cause a little bit of problems. So, you do have to watch out for that. And that's the one thing I will say about it, you know. That's kind of the, you know, it will climb up over stuff. Get out of here, dear. What are you doing? But anyway, this is also an auto shop robberies vehicle, so you can use it for all the auto shop heist. So that is a big plus. You know, such as these things are. Now then, that's the other thing too. It's got all the torque in the world, it just doesn't have the acceleration to match. Which, that is also a bit of a problem. Because A, that will cause you to wreck and flip and tumble and go all over the place. Sorry for disturbing your fishing. Get up there. The old burnout trick sometimes has to come into play. Which, you'll be doing that a lot. Whole lots of other stuff coming into play. I was going to go ahead and send it across. Okay, I almost Roscoe'd it. But yeah, this is definitely an auto heist vehicle. Well, for the auto shop robberies, that is. So, I got this one because it was on sale and I kind of wanted one. You know, plus that my auto shop doesn't have that many vehicles to begin with. So, that's kind of a big thing. You know, other than that, it does have decent amount of speed. And it does make for a great, you know, dirt road, you know, a dirt road runner. Full send dirt bombing. I'm going to bypass these trees because I know it ain't going to climb over them. Okay, so I've had quite a few problems with the Wall of Doom, and, you know, this is just where I just send it across. Sometimes you got to do that. Because the traction on this thing is going to be a real downpour. Come on, back it up. That's it. You know, sometimes you got to do a little bit of tricks to get out. So, right crawling wise, this thing is terrible. But, you know, such as it is. That is a deer. Where did you even come from? That's what I want to know. Where in the hell did you even come from? Such a shame I can't throw it in the back of the truck. This is going to be another fun one. Okay, so if you're wondering why I'm over here, the truck ultimately could not climb this hill and it passed out. So, right crawling, terrible. But mostly it's just due to the fact that, you know, it's got a lot of wheel spin in the back. Which, to be honest, I wonder why this wasn't put in as a, you know, as a drift car. With drift tuning, I should say. Because, I mean, this thing would be perfect. But much like the Warner, the HKR is very good at handling dirt. Handling the dirt roads. I mean, I got this thing wide open and it's taking to it like it's nobody's business. So that's kind of the big, that's the one thing I'll give it, you know, a good grade on. Off-roading, forget it. Driving down a road, one of these dirt roads, well, that's a whole different story. Because that's where this thing really shines at. You know, even out of all the other vehicles, you know, the other auto shop, you know, the cars you can use for the auto shop robberies, this one seems to be the best one on the dirt. You know, outside of the Dominators, this one comes at a very close, you know, a very close second. Because it takes to the dirt like nobody's business. But so far as like some of this really hardcore off-roading stuff, I will not get this truck for that purpose. Of course, there is another vehicle that is based off the Subaru Brat. I need to get that one and go review it. Because I remember I had this subscriber years ago. I don't know if he still uploads videos or not. I should go check him out if he's still, you know, uploading or not. But pretty much, he did have a Subaru Brat. That was like his dream car. And she went off the road. And I'm going down the mountain, hit the brake, 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 brake. I Roscoe'd it. Behold, I Roscoe'd a very nice Skyline Datsun truck crossover. You know, such as it is. Yeah, braking wise, it's got bad brakes. That's me hitting the e-brake. Took quite a while for it to stop. It burns out like crazy, I'll give it that much. So that's me hitting the regular brake. No, that's not that's the e-brake, I mean. I'm sorry. Hit the e-brake, but this is me actually hitting like the actual brake. Funny how this thing has a better brake than an e-brake. That's wild. Does it shoot off the line quick? Yeah. I mean, if you want a vehicle for, you know, sedan races, I'd get this one, but do be warned, it's got some understeer to it. It's got some understeer, but, you know, it needs better acceleration to match the torque. Because other than that, no. Do I recommend getting this? To be honest, if you really want to get certain vehicles in this game, be my guest. That's totally up to you. But my personal opinion, I only got this because, you know, it was on sale. Which I thought the sale price really should be its current price. That's what I think this car should have been. Because this was on sale for just over $600. But normally these things sell for around $900 on, you know, the the Southern San Andreas Auto website, which that's too high for this car, especially how performing it is. But it is a sedan. And, you know, we don't have too many sedans in this game. You know, well, sedan class, I should say. But other than that, I'll be seeing y'all around for the next off-road review collection. Now then, shoot the like button with a grip skidly if you enjoyed it. Please do comment down below. Do comment down below any sort of weird off-roaders or just crazy vehicles we should be getting for any updates. You know, I figured why not. I do have other collections made. I just got to upload them, but the files are really big, so those are probably going to take all day to upload. You know, compared to back then, I couldn't upload them back in the day because A, if the file was too large, my internet would say forget it. But now since I got the faster internet, some of them bigger files take really not that long to download. Well, to download or to upload, I should say. But other than that, do smash the subscribe button today and click the notification bell icon to stay up to date whenever I go live, because I do live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, anywhere between 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So then, y'all have a great day and a ballin' weekend. Don't do anything stupid, and as always, y'all take care of yourselves.